What is up, RZ Jones 18 YouTube fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Summer Series 2026 Part 2. Now, this feels inept because it's been about a month and a half since my last one dropped, and I have picked up, well, being me, I've picked up a little bit since we last spoke. Um, there is a hot toy in this haul. There is some Toy Story stuff, which we'll get into. There's some Marvel stuff in here. Motu, obviously, there's a Blu-ray. And we're going to talk about blockies again, because we really need to talk about blockies. We really do. So, we're going to start off with Toy Story first. So, I don't really talk about this a lot on my channel. But I will probably end up changing that depending on if I get any more parts to this little collection I want to do, which is I am a Toy Story fanatic. I was born the year the original movie came out in '95, and I am a big proprietor of Toy Story. I love Toy Story. I've talked about this on my channel. Some of my favorite animated or fictitious characters in film or TV is Buzz Lightyear. One of my favorite characters in toys. One of my favorite characters in cinema. One of my favorite characters of all time. I love Buzz Lightyear. And with that, I have three. So I'm going to show you guys my oldest, my second oldest, and then my newest. I have three Buzz Lightyears, and they kind of go in like really weird order. So for the longest time, I really wanted the collection figures, well, the collection toys they put out for the movie back for its, I think, 20, we're at 30th now. They came out in like 2018, 2019, and it was when Toy Story 4 was coming out. Good Lord, that was almost 7 years ago, which is crazy. And I had found this guy at Target, and this is like my mainstay. This is my authentic toy version of Buzz, and that is my Cloud collection, Buzz Lightyear. And he is on. I'm gonna turn him off. So like, he does come with the helmet, but I prefer Buzz without the helmet. For me, obviously, you got the wings. He does the arm laser, buttons, wrist communicator. When he's on the head moves and rotates for his, I guess, alive mode, as they call. Now there are aspects of this figure I think are better than my other two. Like he actually has like the rubber abdomen that lets him crunch forward and back. You also get the waist swivel. He does have proper ratcheted feet. He's the only one with my ratcheted feet on any of my figures, but his arms do not go all the way down, and that is a big thing for me. I wish that had that ability. I also wish he had bicep rotation, because that's something I know that Buzz Lightyear has in the movies. Like, the laser is supposed to be out to his side, not just constantly at rest right here in the front. And because of electronics, I get that part, but this is from 2019 when they did the reissues of the Cloud and collection figures. So this is my first Buzz that I owned. And then I was at a flea market with a friend, and we found this guy. So this is, after reading into it, I thought this was a 1999 Buzz Lightyear. I have been wrong. This is not a 1995 Buzz Lightyear. This is, in fact, a Disney Store Buzz Lightyear. From what year, I don't know, but he does have the flip-up gimmick of the visor. So this one does not have an off switch, so he will have the lights, but he does have the lights and on the back. You can hear how bad this laser is. He does have the wrist communicator, and this one obviously does talk.
Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Commence Star Command.
So like you got that kind of stuff, and then this one also there is a button right here, and you have your karate chop action. Now, because of the limitations of this figure, like he doesn't like he has like really weird wrists. He's got one posable finger while the other three are attached. He does have a waist joint, but he does not have ratcheted feet, so he does not stand the best of the three of them. Granted, he is the oldest of the three, but it's really cool having, you know, a more vintage or kind of my era Buzz Lightyear, which is pretty cool. But then we go from him to this one. So I recently acquired this one last week, and it was because Toy Story 5 was coming out, and I really wanted a Buzz Lightyear again for the new movie, and so I picked up the Mattel Toy Story 5 Ultimate Edition Buzz Lightyear figure. And everybody's big complaint is that face right there. So I am going to turn him on so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Buzz Lightyear reporting for duty.
So he does talk, but if you watch his face...
Come on, we've got no time to lose. Now, is everyone present and accounted for? Okay.
So then, if you press the buttons...
Check out this wingspan. Nice, huh? Yeah. Yeah.
So then if you go like this...
Haha.
He'll make reactions.
And beyond. I'm coming in fast. Come on, we've got no time to lose. Let's move out.
And then he's also got ball joints on his wrist, which is new.
Follow me. I'll light the way.
Classic laser sound.
Let's scout the perimeter. Whoa, 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 whoa!
And he reacts to everything that you do, which is really cool. Very easy to turn off as well. My biggest gripe with him is the paint. As you can clearly see, I'll use this one because this is the most accurate of the bunch. If you look at his hand, he's supposed to have purple on his fingertips. The back of his feet are supposed to be green. And if you look inside, like there's some like gray. It's just white on the Ultimate one. So I will probably, and these are all supposed to be purple. Those little green knobs are supposed to be purple, but they're not on him. But it's crazy, like how much cleaner he looks over him. Like granted, I've had this figure now 7 years. I only had him for 2 weeks, for a week and a half. So, but still really cool. If you press the middle button right here, he goes in from play mode to toy mode. So like I'll show that here.
Buzz Lightyear reporting for duty.
So then if you press this,
Engaging toy mode. I am Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
so now if you press the buttons,
It's a secret mission in uncharted space. Let's go.
again, very cool. But again, as you can see, his arms can go all the way down. That is a new thing for Buzz. He can never usually do that. The other big thing, no ankles. So he stands just fine, but there are no ankles on this thing, and that to me is a huge bummer. It's not like a deficit to me or anything. Like he still feels like Buzz. It's just not having the ankles is a very interesting. And he's the only one that's accurate with this little tab right here on the front of the helmet. Because, like, even old Disney Store Buzz doesn't have that compared to him. And it's also, like, you know, like... get out of the way. Get out of the way, hand. There we go. Like, the wingspans are almost identical. The backpacks are the 2026 one is definitely a little bit more thinner than this one. This also has electronics on the back, whereas this one does not. But yeah, I picked him up from Target, and it was a very good deal. And so I have a new Buzz Lightyear, and I love him. He has been hanging out with my Woody a lot more than my other two Buzzes, just because he's new, and so I don't wanna. I want to use him more than the other ones. But yeah, no, I really like this guy, Buzz Lightyear. So now I have 3 of those suckers, which is crazy. And so from here, we're gonna go ahead and do the hot toy, because I have a lot more Motu and other figures to get through, and so I'd rather get hot toy next of the lot. Break these up. So Mandalorian and Grogu came out in May, and I very much enjoyed the movie. After sitting on it for a while, I do love the movie very much. I think it's a very good Star Wars movie, and I think it's a lot of fun. But it made me realize that besides my Kenner 3/4 inch scale Star Wars figures that I have for Mando and Grogu, I don't have a proper Mando or Grogu in the collection. So, what did I do? I went above and beyond. I picked up this 2-pack from Hot Toys. Now, I've had the 6 scale Mandalorian before, chromed, unchromed, but I've had him. But I was like, you know what? No, I want him represented a little bit better in the collection. So I now own the 1/4 scale Mandalorian. I have him all souped up with all of his weapons and everything. Got his cape on. He also does have his Phasar beam rifle, which just attaches via magnet right there. And then that just comes around and boom. There you go. Mando. But it was a 2-pack. So, with it being a 2-pack, will you stand? His ankles aren't the best, unfortunately, because this was also a pre-owned 1/4 scale Mando. So, just his left ankle is it's not super loose, but it's loose. You want to stay? Okay. This also came with a 1/4 scale Grogu. And so there's my little 1/4 scale Grogu. I now have Grogu, I feel like, in every scale known to man. I have him in 1:1 scale, I have him in 3/4 scale, I have him in like 4-inch plushie scale, and now I have him in 1/4 scale. So yeah, I now own a Hot Toys Star Wars figure in Mando and Grogu, and I love him. I got him, I think, after everything was said and done, I spent oh man, I think it was like two something. I know they're coming out with the Chrome version, but I'm perfectly fine with this one. But he's easily the biggest Hot Toy I own. But I love him. So now that I have a Superman, I have a Batman, I have an Iron Man, and I have a Star Wars figure. I have 4. I need that 5th one. I need my Spidey. Once I have my Spidey, I'll have every single area of Hot Toy that I want. I'll have every character that I like from everything that I like and that kind of stuff. After that will be the He-Man Skeletor coming out next year. Very excited for both those figures. Very excited. We're going to do DC next. So, I have 3 things to go over with DC. So, as we all know, Mattel now has the license for DC figures. We get the more collector stuff next year, which after being with Chronicles now for a little over 2 months, I am so excited for DC's take on a collector-based brand of figure. But I was at Comics and Games a couple weeks ago when I got him, I got Mando, and I was like, you know, and I had him in hand. I had a Batman and I had a Robin in my hand. I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna wait, watch a couple more reviews, and then give him a shot. So I decided to do a hero and a villain because it's the only pairing we have right now. in this scale, besides all the bunch of 3-packs coming out, I bought the new Mattel Core DC. I bought Batman, and I also bought the Joker. So let me run you through, for people who have been on my, who have for people who have been following my channel for a while now. I am, not a big action figure collector really anymore. I mainly collect, Motu obviously is action figure wise, but besides that, I don't really collect action figures. Mezco's every now and again, a Hot Toy every now and again, but I don't really collect action figures. And so I did collect DC through McFarlane for a while, and I was enjoying it. I was liking the figures I was getting, but it just became too expensive. They're too brittle. I always had that issue with McFarlane figures, and I'm very interested in these figures because I've been collecting Mattel now going on almost 6 years, and I've been collecting strictly Motu from them for a little under 5. And so I was happy to hear that they were getting not just DC, but also Ninja Turtles. And because I love the Turtles of Grayskull figures from Mattel, and so I was very excited to see what they're going to do with TMNT. We'll probably see more about that next year. But I was very interested to see how these DC figures turned out. And I absolutely love these. This is the perfect scale for me. I think the articulation, wow. Again, being a kid's toy, no ankles, unfortunately. I don't know why they don't think kids' toys should have an ankle rocker. But, hey, Origins does, but that's fine. And, well, neither does the other Mattel figures that they have here for Masters, which we'll get into. But I think the sculpting on these is very good. I really like the blue and the gray. The actual utility belt, I think, is really cool. I just found out that you can remove said utility belt, so that's a pretty cool little feature. Again, Mattel is known for having, swappable parts, so I think that's really cool. I also know that if you warm up these wrists, they can pop out and you can put in different hands if you have extra hands for certain figures. My only issue really is the boot. He's got boot swivel, very tight boot swivel, but he's got a boot swivel. I think the cape feels very good. It's not heavy, but it feels good. I think the head sculpt on Batman looks very good. On the back of the belt, if I can get these rearranged again, there we go. You can holster the weapons that you get the rack with, but that's Batman. And then here is the Joker. So Joker is very interesting. So he does have LLS, which is loose leg syndrome. He just got it. They're super tight, and you got the thighs. You got double jointed knees. I don't understand why they decided to make the knees a different shade of purple from the rest of the figure, because it really does break the sculpt. If it was just all that straight purple, I think it'd look a lot better. I think the head sculpt on this Joker looks very good. I think it looks very good. I think he looks great next to this Batman. So this is how it started with Masters. I bought a couple figures, and I want to get the Batmobile. I want to get the next 2 figures in this wave, which are Robin and Flash, and I want to get the Batmobile and kind of do a 4-figure vehicle thing I did with Motu and see how I'm feeling after that. If I'm still feeling good, then I will be collecting the core line for basic figures. Certain figures I can only get through the 3-packs, which I will work with, wherever I can get them. But I want to see how this goes. The other thing is that I now own Superman on Blu-ray, very happy. This one glows in the dark, but it does come with like just a standard Blu-ray for the movie. Very happy. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of last year, and I really wanted to own it via Blu-ray so I could have a physical copy of it, and now I do. Very happy about that. So next is we're gonna work on Blockies and Marvel. So we went to Walmart about went to Walmart on Saturday. And after we went and saw Toy Story, no, we went Wednesday. We went Wednesday. And I was looking through Walmart stuff, and honestly, they had some pretty good stuff there. They had some Scale Knights, they had some Motu stuff there that I was looking at, but they also had the Blockies things, which I have a couple of the Transformers in this scale, but I have not bought any of these more humanoid characters through Blockies yet. And so I decided to give them a try. So the first two I bought were Wolverine and Iron Man from the Infinity Saga. So we're going to start with good old red and gold here. And yeah, I'm now hooked on the Marvel specific figures from Blockies. I will be collecting these now. This is another hole that I have found to get into, and I am so happy. I want to get. They have the deluxe one at Comics to Games. It comes with the Nano Shield and the flight stand, and I really want to get the flight stand for him because I think he will look so much cooler with the flight stand. Like if I got like his, using all this fantastic articulation that they've got, like I can pop his arm off. But again, these are model kits. You have to remember that. And I think that's why I like them as much as I do, because I built this. Like, that is something I built, and it looks so good. I think the red, I think the gold, I think the silver trim, I think it all just looks absolutely fantastic, and he looks so good. I have not liked an Iron Man figure this scale in a long time. Now, granted, these are smaller fellas. Here he is next to a DC figure, so that's about where they would stand. If I grab a Motu figure, Motu core figure from the movie, as you can see, like they stand at about that tall, like correspondingly. Yeah, they're about core figure like size, which is pretty cool. But that's Iron Man. The second one that I built, this was the first one I finished, would be Logan. And again, like I own the Mezco version of this suit now, and that is my favorite version of this suit. But like as a just a random little figure to pick up and play around with, I think he works so well. And these are great. Like after you build them, like these are like really good take to work pocket figures that you can have on your desk and be displayed because they're so small. Like they fit in your hand. Like they fit like that, and they feel good in the hand. So my second one was Wolverine. I built these two today because I bought them from Comics to Games when I bought Batman and Joker. So the first one that I finished from the new set was the Marvel Rivals Spider-Man. So I built Spidey, and he's really cool. I am not a Rivals player, so I am not the biggest fan of this design. of our good old webhead here, but he is the easily one of the most posable Spider-Man figures I've owned, besides the Maximum series one that I got rid of. And I just think he looks so good. Like the range of movement on these figures is insane. Like the drop down hips, and then you can like, you know, rotate it, and get his leg going a certain way, use that toe joint, raise that arm up. Like, that's so cool. And I like this webbed up hand effect of just like he looks so cool. And they pose just so well. It's crazy to think that Blockies just started off as transformer a transformer uh, company, building those small micro sets, and now they're building like full scale action figures. And I don't know, to me that's crazy. Like, they've got the license to do Spider-Man. Like, that's really hard to do. And again, $20 for all these. You get $20, you get a bunch of accessories, you get to build the thing. And again, it just feels good in the hand. And they're super light, so you can really get a good toss on with these. It just looks very good. So that's Spidey. And then the last one I built is this guy. I built Deadpool, and I love this Deadpool. I think he looks terrific. My only issue is that they give you a gun, but it's permanently in the holster. They pulled a early Legends Deadpool. So I will definitely be giving this guy some gun skis, as Cincinnati would call them, to really finish off the look. But I think, again, much like everybody else, for $20, he looks pretty good. And proportional wise, I think he looks great. And I think him and Logan look really good together. Good scale. I finally own a Deadpool and a Wolverine together for a movie that came out 2 years ago. But that is Blockies. That is Mattel, DC. I'm excited to see where this goes. The next video will probably end up having Flash, Robin, and I'll probably end up having the Batmobile by that point. So you will definitely see the rest of these guys for sure. These have the loosest of leg syndrome, but it's not bad. Again, $15 figures, very, very good. But we now get to the creme de la creme. The stuff you guys come here to watch. Oh, my mom went to Half Price Books, and they had this for like $2. So I got Talos as a Funko Pop. One of my favorite characters from from Captain Marvel, and the best part of Secret Invasion. The show that really sucks. Ben Mendelsohn's great. So I got Talos as a Funko. But now we get to the bread and butter. The stuff that makes this channel truly do amazing things. Don't drop. And that is Masters of the Universe. Motu, you know the shindig. So let me get everybody up here. So we'll start off with the first one that came. And so originally I was going to skip this guy. Originally I was going to skip him. He wasn't part of the original 80s toy line. He was made specifically for Origins. They had the body for Extendar, and I was like, you know what? I really don't need another extending character. But I really want someone to ride Night Stalker, because I have, you can probably see him. He's right there. You can see Stridor and Extendar in the chair. So I got Expandor, and so if you guys remember, the first figure I ever bought from Mattel Creations 2 years ago was my Extendar, and I love that figure to death. But my biggest issue was that his arm wouldn't stay on, and he had a loose head. I have since fixed him, and he works so much better. But I had no issues with Expandor out the box. Like, he worked just fine. But I realized that my issue I had with the arm for Extendar is my waist issue for Expandor. The peg is just not wanting to peg on here. Like, if I hit it the right way, but it just, I have to pull it down and try to hold this in place, and then stick them on, and there you go. Then you can fix it. But he goes into the steed of Night Stalker, and I now own Expandor as my first. That was the first real purchase of the of this haul, was Expandor, and everything else kind of just started coming after. So next was my Amazon haul that I got a couple days ago, about a week and a half ago, and that was a bunch of core Motu figures from the movie. And so I did get the Sky Sled Adam 2-pack. I prefer my other He-Man that I painted up, so he just stands on top of my shelf with the rest of my movie stuff. But here's the reason why he bought this, with all honesty, was the Sky Sled, and much like in the movie, which we can talk about now because it's been 3 weeks. It looks fine, but it is a very generic vehicle. Like, this is the most generic vehicle I probably own in my Motu collection, to be honest. And it's fine. Like, it does what it needs to do. You can, lift this part up. There's a button right here. Bam. Like, it shoots. That's all it does. And you can sit the figure on there. Chronicles doesn't look great on this. Origins looks fine. Core still looks the best on this. But this just sits on the shelf, as my Road Ripper does. Like, it just has no other use. This looks more like a speeder from Star Wars than anything from Motu, in my opinion. Like, you got like the vague term of like a dragon head here at the front, vague, but it's fine. Overall, for $30, it's fine. It's not my favorite of the bunch, but still looks good. Like, blue looks really nice. So I also got 2 new Origins characters. I now have Multibot. So now Multibot, my horde is done. Like, I think I have, unless they start adding other characters to the horde, like Expandor, I think I have everybody now from the horde. Which is, the horde is the most complete shelf besides my evil warriors, besides Too Bad. But I now own Multibot. So I now own them, and I like Modulog better. I'm definitely more of a Modulog person than a Multibot person. These, they don't feel great. This is the first time I held an Origins figure in my hand where they feel okay. Modulog feels better than this does. I still think they look good, don't get me wrong. It's just not hitting, unfortunately. But they stay on the shelf. I'm happy to have them. They're part of the collection, and I needed them to complete the original line, so there's that. And then we get to the movie stuff that I bought. I bought 4 movie figures, two good guys and 2 bad guys. So the 2 good guys I bought were Core Mechaneck, which is the only way we get Mechaneck right now from the movie. And he's just got the extending neck. I have more neck extensions, so I can make this guy's neck pretty big. There's his head sculpt. There's Mechaneck. And this design has grown on me more as we've gotten away further from the movie. When this first came out, I did not like the design really at all. DC's even got something over this for Mattel. This doesn't have a boot swivel. I know it has a knee swivel, but not a boot swivel. But you know, he looks good. He looks fine. Um, the other one that I got from movie is the deluxe Roboto. So now I own a Roboto because Lord knows I'm not going to try to get the Origins one from Walmart. It's just too much of a hassle. But you do get like the action feature, which is fine. I feel like one of my feet is not plugged in all the way, so she stands kind of funny on the shelf. But she still looks good. I'm very happy to have Roboto in the collection. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain there. But to me, my highlight figures were definitely these two. I was hoping to get these. I know they were hard to get, and that would be the Scale Knights. I was able to acquire two Scale Knights. They only limited two on Amazon, so I got two. I do think I want at least two more to go on the shelf with Skeletor besides all of the other villains. They look great. Like, I think these are the most detailed, I think, of the bunch, to be honest. But I want to find a variant. Like, I already have a back variant. I want to find the face variant. That's my next thing I want to look for, like the darker navy ones. But that's them. But here, to me, is the big thing. This is the big thing for me. Like, I enjoy everything that's here, but this is probably the next Orko for me. Like, it's the next that guy right there. That's what this is. Since I've lived here, I have acquired that guy behind me. I've acquired the Fright Zone, and I've acquired the Mark Taylor Castle Grayskull. So, with that said, I was only missing two things. I was missing the Snake Layer, which I have not pre-ordered, but I know it's starting to ship because Lady Slither is starting to ship. So I'll probably have seen that on the market somewhere within the next 2 months or so, for sure. Will I get it? Time will tell. I will wait and see how much it's going to be on the aftermarket. I might wait till Toy Department gets one. I don't know. That's what I did for Eternia, and it worked out just fine. And it's also the size of everybody else, so it'll fit on any shelf I want to put it on. So it'll work. But the other thing that we've been missing since the line launched, they have teased it so much, is the slime pit. I have wanted this playset since I started collecting the slime. I mean, you guys have seen it in videos before. I own most of a vintage slime pit. I'm only missing the skull. Everything else is here that's supposed to be with it. But I've never owned a full, proper slime pit. Till now. I finally have a prop. I own a slime pit. And this one glows. This means a lot to me, this little guy right here. Seeing this skull in person is truly insane for me. Like, I've seen other ones like mine at other stores, at conventions before, but never a complete one. And as a Motu collector, most of these playsets are from the Origins line. And so, well, it would have been nice to have a vintage part of that. That is a part of the original collection that came with that Battle Armor He-Man Skeletor. Like, I've had that stuff since 2019, 2020. So I've had that stuff for a while. But to finally own a complete, spanking new, with slime, or slime pit, I know it's called the Fright Pit, but slime pit, and it works so well, so well, and I don't have any residue. It's just, I love this thing. And with this now, I have every single playset from Motu Origins that has not been put on sale. That to me is an accomplishment all on its own. Because I just started off in 2021 with that guy right there. And I thought, you know what? I got Grayskull. I feel pretty good. Now I own two of them, along with the Fright Zone, along with Snake Mountain, along with this. But that can't be understated. I have freaking Eternia. Like, that piece right there is the centerpiece around my Motu collection. If I don't have that, no, the rest of this doesn't happen. And I now own the last true, real, big piece of this. Now that I have it, where do I go with Masters? Like, where do I go? Like, I will be collecting figures every now and again from Creations. We were putting out creation figures for the movie. Like, they're putting out Chronicles Orko. I'm getting that on Tuesday next week. Pre-ordering them. That way I know I have them. But, like, I'm not actively going after much of the creation stuff anymore because it's kind of really slowed down. Like, it's been mainly, like, we got Heroes Alter Ego. We've gotten we got Expandor, we got Stonedar, we got Blast Attack this year, and if you could look at my room that I'm currently in, besides everything you see right now, Motu is very much, like, it looks so complete. Because, like, my Horde shelf is just, it's done. Unless they start putting out more characters for the Horde's done. I have everybody. I have everybody I want. And it looks so good. And now with the Fright Pit, it looks even better. It looks complete. You know, my Heroic Warriors, they're complete. My Evil Warriors, except for Too Bad, is complete. I have the Snake People I want. I have most of the Ethereum characters I want. I have an entire Mark Taylor represented shelf just with his original designs. I have the Thundercats characters. I have Sunman. I have Pighead. I have the Turtles. I have Mumra, Shredder. I have almost, except for variants and random figures I just don't need or have the want to go look for. Slamurai is a big one of those. Like, those figures to me are cool. They're cool to have in this line, but they aren't part of the original line. Everything on this shelf right here, right next to me, is all non-original toy line Motus right here. Everything on this wall in the middle is all figures that were not released part of the original line, like all with the Transformers, all of the sketch series figures, you know, the 80th 2-pack of He-Man Skeletor, Demo Man. Those characters, I like having this wall filled the way it is, and it looks good. You know, the Snake Layer really, to me, is that last big, like, ooh piece. We are still missing the back half of the Battle Ram. I really hope that comes soon. I really hope at Comic-Con we get a confirmation of Too Bad. I would love to see a Horde pack, a Horde zombie pack come out of green characters to go with the Fright Pit now that we have it. But that's little things. Like, I still want to see us get the dinosaurs. Titus and Megator are my next big two. Like, I really, 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 really want a Titus and a Megator to go with this stuff. Like, a Titus and Megator on either side of Eternia would be incredible. That is real wishful thinking, but we're so close to the end of the line. We still have Blade, we have stuff Wildor, Sarad, we have Twist on a Rotoid. We have though. I think me saying that out loud. Too bad, Blade, Gwildor, Sarad, Roton, Twistoid, Laser Light, Laser Power, Laser Light Skeletor, Titus Megator. It's just 7. We are now 7 figures away from completing the original 1980s Masters of the Universe toy line. That's 7 figures. And we're already in. We're about to. Today is the first day of July. So we're now a month out from the movie. I know their sole focus was film stuff, but I also know that the movie did not do very well, unfortunately. But we're supposed to still get a sequel, hopefully. And I know the movie stuff did well. I know Chronicles did very, very well. So Chronicles is going to be fine. Will the kids stuff still be going? I hope. But yeah, that's everything. That's Summer Series Part 2 for 2026. A little rant. I'm happy. I hope it doesn't come off like, oh, now I'm just getting bitter because there's nothing else for me to go out there collect. That's not true. You guys don't see it. There's a whole block right here in this back wall that I can clean out, put a shelf in, and that's where my next collection is going to go. Probably. And I feel so complete with Masters of the Universe. I really do. I love collecting the movie stuff this past month. I've really enjoyed, I have almost the entirety of the core collection except for 3 deluxes and Battle Cat. That's it. Everything else is here. Origins. Damn near complete. Damn near. I'm not missing a lot. I've gone through the checklist twice trying to figure out who I'm missing. I'm missing a lot of the Snake Men stuff. King Hiss, I'm missing Squeeze. Tongue Lasher are my big 3 snakes I'm still missing. Lady Slither, I'm missing. Fangor, I'm missing from the creation stuff. Frogmonger is my top creations. Him and He Skeletor are my top 2 creation figures I want the most. Are Frogmonger and He Skeletor. Frogmonger being the first creations exclusive figure that we got, and He Skeletor being based off one of my favorite comic book runs from O2, being the Multiverse, Masters of the Multiverse comic book series. I really want those 2. Fangor I really wanted for a while, but that figure goes for $70. It's too much. I've seen Frogmonger go for 30 or 40, and I've seen He Skeletor go for 40 or 50, which that's fine. Between the 30-50 range, I feel pretty good spending that money on an Origins figure. 70, no. I already saw somebody on Macari post a Lady Slither for the Snake Layer, $200 for that one figure. You're nuts. The play set was $300. She was free. The play set was $300. I'm not spending half a play set to get one figure. No, I think that's ridiculous. So that already tells me going into when this thing comes out that I'm guessing it's going to be treated like a Castle Grayskull from Classics. Because Classics Grayskull, I think, was $350 when Matty Collector did it, and now it goes on the running for $400 to $600. So if it was base $300 for the Snake Layer, I'm thinking maybe $450 is probably going to be the max. And as a collector, $450 is a lot. That's a hot toy, a deluxe die-cast Iron Man hot toy. That's that's a hefty figure, but it's a play set. And will it just sit here in this room with everything? Yeah. But it'll be a notch off my belt that I have. I'm also a very active collector of having figures on card still. I have a bunch of my figures still on card, and I don't know. I'm really getting there. I really hope I like the rest of DC. I really do. Because I really want this DC line to thrive for me. I already know I'm committed to blockies. I'm going to be doing all the Rivals figures, any more of the Infinity Saga stuff I want to try. I'm really after the Blockies Venom. That's my big one I'm after right now. And but yeah, Transformers. Transformer wise, there has not been a single Transformers figure in a haul in a while. I mainly collect the Blockies figures for Transformers. I have 4 Studio Series figures, being Magnus, B, Prime, and Megatron, and I love all 4 of them. But I am just a Blockies person when it comes to the robots. I just think Blockies nails the design of these characters so well. I'm so excited for that Transformers 1 Optimus Prime to come out. Oh, cannot wait. That is one of my most anticipated builds from them for the rest of the year, for sure. And like I said, I've collected the other Champion class figures for Transformers, but they're so small. These feel like the right size for a figure. Turtles, I'm waiting for Playmates next year. Not Playmates. Waiting for, that's going to be weird not to say that. Waiting for Mattel to start doing their Turtle stuff next year if I want to get back into Turtles again. But yeah, that was Summer Series Part 2. A lot of cool stuff in this haul. We've seen some buzzes. We've seen those Fright Pit Mode 2. We've seen Blu-rays. We've seen Marvel. We've seen a Hot Toy. Overall, pretty successful May and June, all considered. A lot happened in that 2 months. And I'm very happy with all of it. So that is it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Like, rate, subscribe, hit that comment section below. Let me know how your summer is going, what you're finding, all that fun stuff. And until the next video, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Talk to you later.